Alright, Flick here from the Nerd Soapbox, and today we're at the Pasadena Comic Con, and I've got the most amazing artist with me. His name is William Stout. Hi, William.
Hey, pleased to meet you.
Wow, pleased to meet you. Man, I've enjoyed your work forever, and I really wanted to meet you today.
Well, thanks. Oh. I enjoy the way you look.
Wow, okay, yeah. Well, because I like your little, it was got like an ascot going there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bow ties.
We're both dressed up a little.
Yeah, chicks dig the bow tie.
Yeah.
Just to let you know. Okay, I got a couple of questions.
Sure.
All right, so you're a conceptual artist, you're a production artist, you're a storyboard artist. Wow. Okay, you've worked on some amazing projects like the Muppets Wizard of Oz and Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, what did you do for the Muppets Wizard of Oz?
For the Muppets Wizard of Oz, I redesigned the characters.
All right.
And designed the sets for the film.
Oh.
And it was interesting for me because I'd never designed for puppets before, except for a Jim Henson project. And so the fascinating thing for me is I have to always keep in mind where we hide the puppeteers. Now, you don't have a puppeteer, you're just a guy.
Yeah, just a puppet.
But the Muppets are actually a form of puppet, so I had to design places for the people operating the puppets to hide.
Oh wow! And before we started, we just had a little chat, and you spoke of a movie you wrote with Jim Henson.
Lisa Henson, Jim's daughter, wanted to do a sort of mini-series on Cope and Marsh, two paleontologists who are really important to the world of dinosaurs. Between the two of them, they discovered about 1,200 different dinosaur species.
Never knew there were that many.
Yeah, and so she was trying to convince her father to work with her on this. Well, her father, Jim Henson, he made, besides Muppet movies, he made what he called his serious Muppet movies, and that was Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, and he's ready to make his third one, but he didn't know what that was going to be. So they had a vacation together in the Bahamas, and they were looking at dinosaur books together, and Jim's idea was, maybe I'll do a dinosaur movie, and then we can use some of that technology to help out your Cope and Marsh movie. So they were looking through stacks of dinosaur books, and their cook was delivering their lunch to them on the beach, and she looked at what they were looking at, and she said, "Oh, you think these are dinosaur books? These aren't dinosaur books. I'll show you a dinosaur book." And she went back to the house and brought back my book, The Dinosaurs, A Fantastic New View of a Lost Era. And they started looking through it, and they liked the art. And then they read my bio and discovered that I had been working in film. So that overcame a couple of hurdles there. And Lisa promised when she got back to Los Angeles, she contacted me, which she did. And so we got together, and I wrote a script for our dinosaur film, and then began designing it. But then it was discovered that Lucas and Spielberg were making Land Before Time at the same time, and they said that their film would be out before ours, so our project got canceled. Now, several years later, I'm working at Walt Disney Imagineering. I'm in the middle of a meeting, and I see Jim Henson walking down the halls, and he spots me. He says, Bill, come here. So I stepped out of the meeting, says, I got great news. Our dinosaur film is back on. I will call you in a couple days. And then about 5 days later, he died. Sad story.
Yeah.
So I'll never know what that meant.
Right. Well, you wanted to do your dinosaur movie.
Yeah, Warner Brothers wanted to do it. They gave us a healthy budget plus an additional $5 million just to research and develop Muppet dinosaurs.
Whoa. Okay. What did you do for Guillermo? Pan's Labyrinth.
Well, that was really thrilling. Guillermo and I share a lot of friends, and they all kept saying, you two guys need to get together. You have so many things in common, you really hit it off. And finally we met at Comic Con. We were at a dinner hosted by Frank Darabont, film director. And sure enough, Guillermo and I hit it off. He came to my booth the next day, bought a couple of paintings, and he asked me if I would mind delivering the paintings to his home because he had a project he wanted to talk to me about.
Oh, nice.
I thought, ooh, this sounds intriguing. So I said, sure, that wouldn't be a problem. So I brought the paintings to his home. He gave me a tour of the Guillermo del Toro Museum, which is phenomenal, unbelievable. And in the middle of our discussing things, he said he wanted to make this little Spanish film called Pan's Labyrinth.
A little Spanish film?
Yes.
My God.
And in the middle of our discussion, he gets a phone call. And I hear his end, and he's saying, oh, thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, that is very nice. That's wonderful. But I'm sorry, I'll have to pass on your offer. I need to make my little Spanish film. Hung up the phone. I go, Guillermo, what was all that about? He said, oh, that was Warner Brothers. They just offered me Harry Potter. So I was like, wow. My esteem for him went way up. I mean, the integrity of this guy. And so I did the initial designs for the Faun, fan creature.
Wow, that's amazing work.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
I did the initial design for the main set where the story takes place.
Okay.
And then I designed, originally, the toad, instead of being a real toad, was going to be carved out of stone with all these ancient runes carved into its skin, and that was going to come alive, and I designed that.
Right.
And then I designed one more creature that got cut from the film. It was called the Nerve Ghost. And it was this very childlike, almost baby fetus-like ghost with huge eyes, with very sort of cute, and its body was sort of misty and was appearing and disappearing as you're looking at it, and it gets closer and closer to you, and then suddenly its mouth opens up and a horse's skull comes out and bites you ahead.
Oh man.
Really creepy.
Yeah,
really
creepy.
creepy.
Out just now.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that movie was beautiful.
Oh.
Wow, and
I
you
think
were
it's
you're
Guillermo's
part of
masterpiece. Yep.
it? Wow. Man, no schlock job on your part too. That's great. Okay, you mentioned that book, the Dinosaurs, a fantastic new view of a lost era.
That's right.
And then of course you've got the updated version, the new Dinosaurs.
Right,
Okay.
that's the original 1981 book, but I added 32 new pages of pictures to it, and also updated the text because so many new things have been found out about dinosaurs.
Okay, so I wanted to know,
Sure.
How do you decide if a dinosaur is like, say, green or kind of red or has feathers or scales?
Well, when I was growing up, all the dinosaurs, they made them either brown, gray, or green.
Yeah, those little plastic dinosaurs. They play with those.
Oh yeah.
I hear those.
So, and I am fairly conservative when it comes to dinosaur coloration because I have a fantasy art background, so I was suspect in the eyes of the paleontologists. And so I thought I better, play it safe color-wise. But the way I decide color is through something called Convergent Evolution. A shark, which is a fish, looks like a dolphin, which is a mammal, looks like an ichthyosaur, which is a reptile.
Right.
Form follows function. And so these creatures that have certain ecological niches tend to look alike. And so I use that in my reconstruction of dinosaurs. If I can find a contemporary animal that has a certain coloring to it, I'll apply that same coloring to the dinosaur that is in the same ecological niche.
That just makes sense. It does. I mean, why would you do it any other way? I mean, seriously, that just makes total sense. It does. Wow, okay, I'm glad I asked. Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
Well,
or something you enjoy drawing more than others?
It's got to be the big guy, T-Rex. When I was 3 years old, my parents took me to see my very first movie. They took me to the Reseda Drive-In for the 1952 re-release of the original 1933 King Kong, and I think it did damage at a genetic level because I've been crazy about dinosaurs ever since.
Damage at a genetic level. I love that thing. Oh, that's great. Okay, you got the little arms.
Yeah, with the two claws, not three, but two.
Wow. Okay. Are you working on something now?
I am.
That you could mention?
I'm working on a huge career retrospective book coming out in 2018.
Whoa.
It'll cover my checkered career, what I call the pinball school of career planning. It's my work advertising films. I worked advertising about 120 motion pictures. Then I ended up making movies. I worked on about 45 feature films.
Okay.
My murals that I paint, my comic books that I draw, the t-shirts I design, the theme parks I've designed. It'll have a little bit of everything all in one big book.
Wow. What a tome that'll be. Wow.
And then I'm also working on, I'm just finishing up my second blues book. I'm doing a 3-volume set on the blues. The first volume is out. It's called Legends of the Blues.
Wait a minute. You like the blues too?
Oh, that's my desert island music. Is that your music?
Yes, I love the blues.
Oh man.
Wow. Who's your favorite?
Favorite? Oh gosh, probably Robert Johnson and for white guys, Peter Green. Peter Green, who formed the original Fleetwood Mac, I think is the greatest white blues player who ever lived.
How about John Lee Hooker?
Love John Lee.
Yeah.
John Lee's great.
Yeah.
Howlin' Wolf is the guy who became my hero in writing the first book.
Okay.
Because so many of the stories are similar, and that these incredibly talented musicians and players get cheated out of their royalties, their publishing and stuff. For instance, when the Chess Brothers wanted to sign someone to Chess Records, they present them with a brand new Cadillac. Well, the guy would be, wow, these guys are great. Oh my God, they're giving me Cadillac. Well, they're not really giving it to you. It's coming out of your future royalties.
Oh.
So you're paying for it.
Oh boy.
They couldn't do that with the Wolf, though, because when they approached him, he was already a big star in Memphis. He owned a brand new DeSoto, which he drove to Chicago. When he arrived in Chicago, he had $4,000 cash in his pocket, unheard of for a bluesman back then. So he was able to negotiate a really good deal. He was a high school dropout, so the first thing he did is he finished high school, and then he enrolled in business college because he thought, if I'm a good businessman, I can hire the best backing band in Chicago.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then he was the first guy to give his band health care. So
Wow.
he's the real deal.
Unheard of back then, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Wow, I never knew any of that. What's the book? What's the name of the book?
That book is called Legends of the Blues. It's
Okay.
already gone into its second printing. Second volume is going to be Legends of the British Blues, all those English, Scottish, Irish, and Welsh guys that brought our own music back to us without us realizing.
Does a CD come with it?
Yes, the CD is in the back. Yep. And
That's
then the
really cool.
third book will be Modern Legends of the Blues, so that will
Okay.
include Jimi Hendrix, Jack White, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Paul Butterfield, folks like that.
All right, all right. Wow. Jeez, I had no idea about this about you. That's really cool. Whoa. Okay. Do you have a website where, like, say, I could buy a print or something?
Oh, sure. You can buy
Yeah?
prints, books, all kinds of stuff. The website's really easy. It's just myname.com, williamstout.com.
WilliamStout.com for prints and books and all sorts of fun stuff. Wow. Jeez. Mr. Stout, thanks for talking to us.
Pleased
This
to
has been a
meet you.
pleasure. I learned some things today.
That's
and
great.
It's just awesome.
And
Wow.
you're such a good host.
Oh, thank you so much. All right. Well, you're such a good artist. Yeah. Can I have a hug?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
big
thank
hug.
you.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay, hope I didn't squish it.
Oh, no, you're fine. Thank you. Wow. That was a lot of fun. And I learned something, too. Okay. This has been Flick from the Nerd Soapbox at the Pasadena Comic Con. Okay. Yeah, my
that's
favorite
cool.
dinosaur is a Stegosaurus. Or they don't call it that anymore, do they?
Oh, no, Stegosaurus is...
Yeah.
Now, interesting thing about Stegosaurus
All right.
is for a long time, we didn't really know what it looked like because
It was dead.
it was discombobulated. All
Oh.
the pieces were scattered. We knew it had the plates, we knew it had the spikes, but we didn't know what the arrangement was. And then just a few years ago, just outside of Denver, they found what they call two roadkills of Stegosaurus, everything in complete articulation and in place. And we discovered that the plates, they weren't like this,
Wow.
and they weren't in a single row, they were in a double row, but they alternated like that. And two of the most amazing things were the tail spikes. We used to mount them on the tail like this,
All right.
and if you think about it, if it swung like this, it wasn't going to do much damage. They were actually like that.
Oh, yeah.
So if they swung it, it would stick you.
Like a real weapon.
And then their throats were covered with silver dollar-sized bony chainmail to protect their throats.
Wow.
So really interesting animal.
Jeez, we gotta hang out more. That's amazing. Okay, when I was a kid, I wanted to be either a British archaeologist or a Jewish comedian. Yeah, I grew up to be a puppet.